Hello, everybody. This is me. I'm your professor, and there's a couple of things that I need to talk to you guys about specifically for my students of the summer of 2026. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for taking my class. Art history is my favorite subject. I love teaching it, and because of you, I'm able to teach it during the summer. So I appreciate you signing up for my class. All right, this summer I have three sections of art history of Arts 1303, which you are signed up for. And within each of these, I have 28 students. That gives me 84 students this summer. What I would like you to do is that when you email me, that you identify which section you're in so that it is easier for me to look you up in D2L. Another thing I want to talk about is you may come across the term CHAD. So let me explain what CHAD is. So I teach two different versions of this class. I teach a dual credit version of the class and an online version of the class. With dual credit, I'm in a high school and students are sitting in my classroom and I'm teaching them the college course of art history. And the students are getting both high school credit and college credit. With the online class, students are taking this class online and they are only getting the college credit. Now, I'm telling you this because there are subtle differences between my dual credit and my online class. For example, one of the differences is that in the lectures, you may see me reference different chapters, but in the online class, we use a different version of the textbook. So the chapters may not line up with the chapters that are in D2L. Another difference is that in my dual credit class, I ask my students to draw 5 sketches per chapter. That is not a requirement for my online class. So there's subtle differences. And the reason I'm telling you this is that CHAD is my variation of DCAH. So I rearranged the letters to make it CHAD. Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is I have designed this class to be very busy at the beginning of the semester and less busy at the end of the semester. And I'm telling you this so that if at the beginning of the semester you might be feeling overwhelmed and there's a lot of stuff to do, just stick it out. It'll get better towards the end of the semester. So I put in a couple of documents in to help you out with this. So I want you to notice down here, I do want to point out a couple of things down here. I have a couple of documents that I think are helpful. One of them is what should I be working on? And this is day by day. And of if I was taking this class as a student, these were the things that I would need to be doing to accomplish everything. Now, some of my students have said that they found this document to be very helpful. Other students said they didn't really use this. It's up to you. Be aware of these two documents because I have a couple of due dates on the second day of class. So please pay attention to those. I've also designed this class so that all of the assignments, with the exception of the exams, are open from the first day. So you're allowed to work ahead if you want. There's some people that want to work ahead, some people don't. You be you. Just make sure you get things turned in on time and we'll be good. All right, the other thing I want to talk about is I put in here a practice test. I want you to take this test before you take any of the exams so that you know your computer can work with the lockdown browser. And if you take this practice test and the lockdown browser doesn't work or your computer is not able to do the lockdown browser, then you know that you need to fix something before you take the exam. Also, I've set this practice test so that you can take it as many times. I think I've set it to 10 attempts, the maximum amount. Before each exam, take this practice test. It shouldn't take but like 2 or 3 minutes to finish the practice test. It just shows you if the computer will work with the lockdown browser before you take the exam. Also, with taking exams, this is my third summer teaching this course, and here's what I've noticed by my students who take this course online. They have a lot of technical problems when taking the exams. I open the exam at the beginning of the day. I close the exam at the end of the day. You only have one day to take it. And so that if it doesn't work, there's not much time to fix it. So that's why I gave you the practice exam. So please, before each test, take the practice exam. The other thing I want you to do before you take the test, turn off every electronic device in the house. When I took online classes, and then when my daughter took online classes, that's what we did in our house, and it really helped reduce the chance of problems during the test. So all phones get turned off during the test, televisions get turned off, and anything that uses a Wi-Fi in your house, turn it off, unplug it, and have your laptop or however you're taking the test, be the only thing that's using the Wi-Fi in your house. Oftentimes, students will ask their family to leave the house. Maybe they can go shopping or something, run some errands while the student takes the test. And when they're done, the family comes back and uses the Wi Fi. Yeah. And again, thank you for taking this class.